And so we continue our play of the game Order and Opportunity, making of the post-Cold War world order. It is the EU turn, and the EU proceeds to play these three cultural cards. The forum has spoken, and this is how we're going to be using these three cards. Here is the card, the President of the European Commission. It's got a nice event effect there that we can use down there on the world order track. The EU is engaged in a massive diplomatic charm offensive. So first, move any WO counters by +2 in total. So let's show up the EU world order here. Then the effect also says may move by an additional +1 for each resource spent. So if we go here by 1 and here by 1, so we need to pay 2 resources. That is just about doable here on the resources track. EU goes into debt though. That is okay because the debt card was a debt check card was played earlier, so there is no danger here. With the remaining 2 cultural cards, let's use one of them to just pick up 2 resources, and the other one we will use in Europe to go ahead here in the Baltic states, go in the lead. That's an offsuit action, so we need to pay a resource again, so falling back into debt, but that's okay for the time being. The US will be able to react with this card here, but they are down to -4 resources, so cannot pay for the reaction, so no reaction from them. That concludes the EU turn. The EU is not going to pass just yet. We had the plan of using the other card in the EU hand here, the Eurozone, for the event effect, provided that the EU world order contribution stays on the highest level as it is right now here at 4. Next up is China, so let's reveal the development event. And it is Hugo Chavez. Chavez goes here into the Americas, and then these 2 event options immediately become playable. The Chinese turn continues to opportunities. Let's have a look here around the map. Is China anywhere able to resolve anything? I don't think so. So here in the Balkans we have an interesting situation. China has sufficient level of economic influence to resolve the emerging markets here, but of course the US is blocking by virtue of having at least equal level, in this case even 1 level more of influence in the space. So they're blocking. The Chinese could offer the US the deal that the US lifts the block, receives a legacy point, and therefore China is allowed to resolve this. The argument that the Chinese may advance here is that if they don't do this, then China will use an economic action to move to block the US in turn and prevent the US from resolving the world event and also the opportunity. So this is a question for the forum. Would US enter into this deal? So legacy points are these counters over here. They come in 2 nominations, so this side shows 1 and the other one shows the half point. The rule is whenever a power has 2 of these legacy points, then they may discard them during their turn and take the corresponding amount in victory points. What is the corresponding amount? Well, here if it was 1 plus half, 1.5, that's rounded down to 1 victory point. If this was a 1, then it would be 2 victory points. So the US might here insist that the Chinese give them 1 full legacy point, which the US can then hope to turn into even 2 victory points should the US be able to acquire a second nomination 1 legacy point later on. So at this point I'm gonna pause this here and post the video into the forum and let you have a discussion. Is this deal something worth taking? So at this point I'm gonna pause this here and post the video into the forum and let you have a discussion. Is this deal something worth taking?